you one and all for nominating me and my husband and my children in this Angels in Adoption Award. For those of you that didn't really understand what it was, is my foster care and adoption agency, JAVCO, Jewish Adoption and Foster Care Options, nominated our family and are sending us to Washington, D.C. to meet with legislatures and to accept the award to hopefully make some positive change up in Washington, D.C., which I know isn't patriotic, whatever, but we're going to try. So we're going to try. But what I wanted to really say in accepting this award is why us? What did we do to get this award, and why are we standing here? So our journey began 20 years ago. Well, in reality, our journey began 40 years ago when I went to my GYN and was informed that I would have problems conceiving. And so when I met my husband 10 years later and we started talking about marriage and family, that obviously came up, and he and I had agreed that if we couldn't conceive, we would adopt. Strange conversation for such a young family, but because I had been told that, that's what we discussed. So fast forward a couple years into our marriage, it was time to start trying. I came off the pill April 1 and I was pregnant by June. Doctors lie. I gave birth to a great little baby boy and subsequently went on to have a second baby boy. And now it came on to the third child. I really wanted a girl. And for those of you that know me, know I really wanted a girl. The only way to guarantee a girl is through adoption. I was already back at work at the time. We weren't really baby people. We were going to go and adopt because this had been our journey and our talk all this time. So we went to the agency and said, we want to adopt a 3-year-old girl whose parents died in a car accident. They said, great, they don't exist. And so we began our journey into the foster care system. And the reason those kids don't exist is because if they died in a car accident, there's 10 different family members that will take the kids. Foster children are uniquely different in that there's not family to take them. And most of the time they lose their parents due to neglect, due to abuse, due to drugs, and they come into the system. So we began our journey. Our first placement was a 4-year-old boy. He came to live with us for about 3 weeks before he was sent off to family members who came onto the scene. So short, sweet, and to the point. Our second placement was a 4-year-old boy. Notice the theme? And he came to live with us for 6 months. He was a temporary placement, which we knew going into it. So we took care of him while the mom got her act together and he got reunified. The third placement occurred 2 days after 9/11 and was a 10-month-old little boy. Well, it was 9/11. How do you say no? Even though you don't really want a boy and you don't want a 10-month-old. So we spent the weekend child-proofing our house because it wasn't child-proof. Birth mom came in pregnant. Guess what she gave birth to? A little girl. Our family was complete because she came to live with us and we assumed this would be our forever family. About 6 months, the baby was about 6 months old when the parents walked into JAVCO and said, how do we get our kids back? They worked their case plan and the 2 kids were reunified. We had had the older one for 2 years and the younger one for a year when we reunified. We didn't know why, we didn't know the plan, but that was what happened. 3 months later, we learned the plan. We got a call from our agency, 2 boys, twins, needed care. We don't want boys, we already have a pink wall. We thought we were adopting a little girl. They said, we need you. You know how to parent, you know the system, you get it, we need you. So those 2 little boys came into play. So for those of you familiar with foster care, there's a term called the honeymoon stage, where the kids are amazing for you until they settle into their life. My kids were never amazing. My kids acted up from day one. For 15 years, because the boys are now 18, we have dealt with their issues from the 3.5 years that they stayed with their birth family. They're now both 18, and they are our pride and joy. We are their forever family, and we are theirs, and I can't even imagine a moment of my life without them being part of it. One is doing fantastic at school, one has dropped out of school, one has more issues than the other. They're both working through their anger. As they get older, they got angrier over their lot in life. The one thing that they say every day is how thankful they are that we are mom and dad. And that, to me, is what this journey has been all about. But of course, once we adopted the twins when they were 6, my journey wasn't over. And I think that's partly why I'm standing here. I gave back to the agency for over 10 years, teaching a foster and parenting adoption class. So not only did I save 6 children, but I have saved countless more by training the parents to become foster and adoptive parents. I know that I have made a difference in this world, and I am so thankful for this award because I want to go to Congress and I want to tell them, I know money doesn't solve problems, but I promise you, we need to spend money on our children because our children are failing in this country. Look at the shootings. Look into the research behind the people that do the shootings. We need money and resources and trained individuals to help these people. And I want to make a difference. So thank you all so much for this award. I really do appreciate it, and I'm humbled by it.